There have been a lot of polls that have come out in the last few months suggesting that the American people are losing some of their belief that climate change is real. But those same polls, interestingly enough, also point out that the American people who are uncertain about the science of climate change or the impacts of climate change still, as a majority, want to see the U.S. pass climate change legislation and want to see the United States enter into an international agreement to limit greenhouse gases. Now, I think that on the one hand, what explains the softening of some of the support of the concern about climate change is frankly that for the first time Americans are actually looking at climate change in a way that they never have before. They've never seen a bill get through Congress so far or potentially get onto the president's desk on climate change, and so they're looking at the science and looking at things on climate change, and they're realizing that they don't know as much as they thought they did, so that's natural. On the other hand, the good news is that they've actually received the arguments that the environmental community has been making for a couple of years, that when you're uncertain, you should still try to do something about the problem. And so those Americans who are uncertain still think we should do something about the problem in terms of legislation, and in turn are beginning to see that they have a lot to gain personally, even if they in fact don't think climate change is real at all. Skeptics on climate change still report that they want to retrofit their home with new energy efficiency appliances and to buy cars that use less gasoline so that they can take advantage of the savings. And that's the kind of reasoning which will see the American people support this legislation at the end.